What if the first global empire in history wasn't built by endless war, but by taxes, gold, and administration? More than 2,500 years ago, the Persian Empire ruled millions of people across 3 continents, not by crushing every culture it conquered, but by mastering how money moved. This is the forgotten financial system that made the Persian Empire unstoppable. Founded in the 6th century BCE, the Achaemenid Persian Empire became the largest empire the world had ever seen. At its peak, it stretched from modern-day India to Greece, ruling over tens of millions of people, each with different languages, religions, and traditions. Holding such a vast empire together required more than armies. It required systems. Before Persia, rulers demanded tribute whenever they could. Payments were irregular and unpredictable. Persia changed this forever. Under King Darius the Great, the empire was divided into provinces called satrapies. Each province had a fixed tax obligation, carefully calculated and recorded. For the first time in history, an empire ran on predictable revenue. Persia also understood something revolutionary: trust. They introduced standardized imperial currency, the gold darak and silver siglos. These coins were trusted across the empire. Soldiers were paid reliably. Trade became faster. Markets expanded. Money wasn't just wealth. It was stability. Taxes and currency funded something even more powerful: infrastructure. The Persian Empire built the Royal Road, stretching over 2,500 kilometers. This road allowed messengers, traders, and officials to move faster than ever before. Faster movement meant faster trade, and faster trade meant more revenue. Unlike many empires, Persia allowed conquered regions to keep their religions, customs, and local laws. As long as taxes were paid and trade flowed, rebellion was rare. This reduced military costs and kept the empire stable. Persia didn't just conquer, it governed. Many rival states relied almost entirely on military power. They expanded through conquest, intimidation, and force, believing strength alone could sustain their empires. But without stable systems beneath that power, cracks quickly began to form. There was no reliable taxation to fund the state, no standardized currency to support trade, and no infrastructure to keep economies moving. As wars grew more expensive, debt increased. Administration weakened, trust collapsed, and chaos spread from within. Persia endured longer than many of its rivals, not because it fought more wars, but because it built a financial system strong enough to survive them. Its enemies fell when their armies failed. Persia endured because its money system did not. Eventually, the Persian Empire declined and fell, overtaken by time, internal strain, and external conquest. Its borders vanished, its rulers disappeared, and its political power faded into history. But its financial ideas did not disappear with it. The systems Persia built, structured taxation, centralized administration, standardized currency, and controlled trade, proved too effective to be forgotten. Later empires studied them, adapted them, and quietly built upon their foundations. Even today, modern governments rely on principles first refined in Persia. Tax systems, state administration, and global trade networks still carry echoes of those ancient innovations. History reveals a powerful and often overlooked truth. Empires do not rise through military strength alone. They rise through control of money, through systems that manage wealth, create stability, and turn economics into lasting power.